Hi there, welcome to my channel. It's Susan Winter from susanwinter.net. Today I'm continuing with some of your questions because I love them. It's the closest way that I have to be able to speak to you one-on-one, but I love the fact that these questions apply to so many of the viewers and I get multiple versions, so I may pick one version that, although it's not your specific question, it's answering along the same lines of a question you've asked me. Now, this one seems like it's gender specific, but indeed it's more about human nature. So let me start this. This is Follow My Logic. Now, Follow My Logic, I've read a number of your comments. Thank you so much for your great participation on my page. He says, "Hi Susan, here's an idea for a video that I think most men and some women may appreciate. I've heard it said over and over that according to research, a woman is more attracted to a man whose feelings are unclear. Is it true in your experience? Would love to hear what you have to say about this. Might this be true with women of a certain age more so than other ages?" Okay, this is what we're talking about is hot and cold. What we're talking about is the chase. We're talking about the game, a challenge, an acquisition, and how that feeds into human nature. We hear this a lot, and we hear a lot of my good guys. A lot of my good guys write, and they Hitchhiker and some of the other guys are writing, and they want to know, why do women run away from good men? Why is a good man considered boring? So we have these conflicts in human nature. We want stability, but we want excitement. We want predictability, but we want adventure. You might notice they don't go together. Although I've been trying to create an evolved design that would encapsulate both, it is a hard balancing act for many of us. Here's what I really think is going on. I'll answer specifically for women, and then I'll do a general version. So it isn't necessarily that women want what they can't have. It isn't necessarily that every woman wants the wild horse, although, just like with men, we find it a challenge. I've done videos on players, like why would women fall in love with a player? I had to figure that out, and so that I'd have the right answer, I had to do it myself. Now, I think all of us have a bit of the gambler in us, and love is a gamble, to be honest. And I think all of us like to test our level of confidence and our ability. How can we master ourselves, our emotions, and love? I believe that many people, women or men, who are chasing somebody who is unattainable, who have an obsession for somebody that they can't have or can't quite have, comes from the fact that unconsciously they're challenging their sense of inner confidence. Or they could have a psychological makeup where they want intimacy, they want a relationship, and part of them feels like, oh, they should be doing it. People are dating, I should be in partnership. Maybe they've had friends and family say, you really should settle down, but part of them doesn't want to. So to go through the motions and appease society, maybe even appease themselves, like, look, I'm trying, right? But I just can't get it. So there are a number of reasons. It doesn't mean that we're sick. It doesn't mean that we're unhealthy. It becomes unhealthy if we have a fantasy that's constructed around a person where we have put ourselves in their life and they don't even know us. That's not realistic. But as far as are the unobtainable more exciting, more interesting, and why do women feel that way? Here is a generational conversation. I think when women are younger, oftentimes they're testing themselves and testing the field. You're not ready to make a decision. You're not ready to settle down. So maybe you want to cut your teeth on the wildest horse. Maybe you want to explore and kind of be there and kind of not be there and simply challenge yourself. And for women like that, a man that they can't quite attain will be dramatic. I mean, it'll be a lot of stuff to talk to your girlfriends about. It's a lot of drama. And haven't you noticed how emotional drama makes you feel like you're in a relationship. You're not. You're experiencing the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows, but you're not even with this person. So it's kind of a substitute for being in a real relationship. You can have all the highs and lows and not really be in it. But I do believe, follow my logic, that as women mature, they're less interested in running off into nowhere. You're less interested in drilling a dry well. You don't have the time, you don't have the energy. And I find that most of this interest in men that are unattainable happens with gals that are younger because they're still just challenging their own skill at being desirable. But as women age, you will find that they become much more specific and are quite readily able to say no. No to all of it. I don't even want it. I'd rather not date than date somebody that I don't want. And if he doesn't want me, fine. Yes or no, in or out. Don't waste my time, because women become very practical as they mature. So I think that this may indeed happen to both genders. There's always a seduction about the chase. You know, it's the animal in us. Everything looks so much more exciting from the backside as it's running away. But once we get it in front of us, the thing is that I've always thought that when these people stop running, they know how boring they are. That's why they keep running. So follow my logic. Yes, young girls can be testing their merit. And yes, as women mature, they are less likely to be chasing somebody that isn't interested. They don't have time or energy. So it is not true that you have to be a guy running away from a woman. That is not true. The women who know what they want, and they want love, and they want a good guy, they are so tired and beaten up from the transit they had to get that knowledge that by the time they see you, they are so grateful. And they know what they want. Believe me, from my friends and the clients I've worked with, you take all these batterings to try and get to love. And when you finally have all your information together and you are a very skilled dater and you see that person, you know that's it. And people say, how do you know? How do you know so quickly? Because you've been there. You've seen everything, and your computer has a printout that goes, boom, this is the one. So it gets easier, and don't ever for a moment think that you have to keep running away. The right person will want you because they're ready to be in a real relationship with you. Thank you so much for your question. Follow my logic. I've been reading your other stuff. Thank you, everyone, for people that have written me, and thank you so much. I've had such an enormous onslaught of many of you reaching out for the consultations, and it is so cool because when I've been reading what you've been writing and now I'm actually talking to you, that is so wonderful. Thank you very much, and I hope that these videos continue to direct you back to the truth of who you are and to common sense and practicality. Thanks a lot, and I wish you the best.